So I think there's a real problem with the way that we look at people, crime, criminals, and rehabilitation. The problem is that most of us look at things in black and white terms. So when somebody commits a crime, they deserve to be punished, and we lock them up in prison. And so that's what we do. And did we punish the person? Yes. But did we rehabilitate the person? Probably not. Um, because the reality is that simply punishing a person by locking them up in prison, that doesn't fix the person. It punishes them, but it doesn't fix them. So when a person spends 5, 10, 20 years in prison and comes out, they're not rehabilitated. They're more likely to commit more crimes and get locked up in prison again. They'll be in and out of the system their whole life because that's what prison does to people. It doesn't help them. It just makes them worse. And this is a problem. This is a problem that needs to be addressed. And as far as I can see, we're not really doing anything about it because again, it goes back to how people think about things. We go, well, we just punish them. Well, punishment is not enough. Punishment is not fixing the problem, and we need to fix the problem because when people get out of prison and they commit crimes again, it's affecting our society, our communities, our families. And so, what are we going to do? And I propose a solution. Um, I heard of something a long time ago called a halfway house, and it's kind of like once people get out of prison, they go to this like house where they can get there's resources available to help them reintegrate into society, which I think is a good idea, but I don't think that goes far enough. I think what we need are like halfway communities, like alternative towns. Perhaps you locate them in the middle of nowhere, isolated from everywhere else, where people in prison can finish out their last year or two before they get out. And this can help them reintegrate into society. It's kind of like a caricature of the real world. So there would be like, homes, restaurants, places where these people can work, live, and sleep. They work a job, and there's safeguards in place. Like they probably would have to have a curfew. There's more security there. It's probably gated so they can't leave. And you do it towards the end of their sentence, so it lowers the incentive for them to want to try to escape. If they act badly there, then you put them back into prison. But if they act well and they're well behaved, then that should be a green flag that they're ready to reintegrate into society. And it's better for them to mess up there in this halfway community, as I'm calling it, than to mess up in the real world where the consequences are much more severe and they're more likely to end up back in prison. That's what we need, in my opinion. Create a fake version of society so these people can get out their demons. Basically, the idea is not to fix people of their problems, but just get them to a place where it doesn't get them arrested. It doesn't get them in trouble with the law anymore. And if they can do that, it basically puts them in the same boat as everybody else because we all have problems. We just don't get arrested for those problems. And so that's the goal of this rehabilitation town. Um, Now, I know a lot of people would say, well, I don't want to spend my tax dollars on that. Well, you know what? Your tax dollars are going to prisons anyways. And more crime that's committed, the more police that's needed, more prisons are needed, your tax dollars are going to that anyways. Why not use your tax dollars to rehabilitate people? Get these people on the right track. Get them used to society before they get into the real world. There they can work a job, earn some money, so when they get out, they can keep that money and puts them on the right track from the get go. That's just my opinion. That's how I think we can rehabilitate people back into society and lower crime. But that's just my opinion. What do you think?